A very good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon edition of ES 101's Visual Radio. Bringing you the news, I'm Hashni Pathirana, and let's start off with a look at your headlines first.
Newsfirst headline.
Supreme Court commences consideration of the petition seeking interim order to be issued on the Election Commission. Popular singer K. Sujiva among 6 injured in Atturugiriya shooting. In your international headlines, Kenyans hold concert to remember those killed in protests. And in your sports, it's Formula 1. I thought it was never going to happen again, says Hamilton. Now taking a look at your top story for this hour. The petition filed to delay the presidential election was dismissed by the Supreme Court this afternoon. The petition filed with the Supreme Court seeking an order preventing the Elections Commission from holding the presidential election until a determination is given on the president's tenure was taken up for consideration in the presence of a 5-judge bench. The Supreme Court had noted that a similar petition was filed back in 2019 and the petition filed in 2024 was based on the same facts, adding that there was insufficient facts mentioned to proceed with the petition. The Supreme Court bench ruled that the Constitution merely mentions that the tenure of the President is 5 years. The Attorney General requested the Supreme Court to dismiss the petition filed to delay the presidential election, citing that that the fundamental rights of the petitioner have not been violated as described in the petition. In more local news, local businessman Surendra Vasantha Pereira, also known as Club Vasantha, was killed in a shooting that took place in Atturugiriya this morning. 5 other individuals, among them the popular local singer K. Sujiva, sustained injuries in the shooting in the Atturugiriya town. According to the police spokesperson's office, all of them were hospitalized.
International news.
Now taking a look at your international news for this hour, hundreds of Kenyans attended a concert in the nation's capital, Nairobi, yesterday, chanting slogans and dancing to commemorate the more than 3 dozen people killed in recent anti-government protests. Now, at least 39 people were killed in the demonstrations that started on the 18th of June as protesters pushed for planned tax hikes to be scrapped and the resignation of President William Ruto. As the protests intensified last month, Ruto scrapped the finance bill, which would have introduced a raft of new taxes that Kenyans say would have raised the already high cost of living. And finally, taking a look at your sports news, Lewis Hamilton has had to wait for it, but he finally had his moment of redemption at the British Grand Prix and returned to the top step of a Formula 1 podium 2 years, 7 months and 2 days since he had last stood there. Now in doing so, he broke the record for wins at a single track and did it in front of his home crowd and his family. He said, and I quote, "There have definitely been moments between 2021 and here when I didn't feel like I was good enough. Or I thought it was never going to happen again. I've never cried coming from a win." And with that, we wrap up this edition of ES 101's Visual Radio. I'm Hashini Pathirana. Thank you for watching.